Before we leave the shearing story, what are the real colourful characters that you've met up with?
Oh, I met so many.
Yeah.
Met so many, it's hard to pick the best of them.
Well,
they're all colourful characters,
Yeah.
to tell you the honest truth. And,
but
good mateship and find very honest. And, well, if you want to go soldiering, you would love living with you.
Oh, right. Okay.
Because they know, they'll never let you down. Yeah, well,
Because you had some gambling going on in the sheds, didn't you?
Oh, not the great. Yeah, there was a little bit. Yeah, some sheds you go to, there'd be a team of different contractors. They'd be mad on poker, and some. Actually, the only time they really mainly see it, a bit of it was wet weather when we had nothing to do. We were stuck in the sheds, and we couldn't go anywhere. You know, we were bogged in.
Yeah.
There wasn't too many four-wheel drives around those days.
No.
And only the old Land Rover, but we couldn't afford them.
The first time you joined the Labor Party was while you were shearing, was it?
In the shearing, oh well, yeah.
Well,
AWU was a branch out there.
Australian Workers Union.
Well, that was the way we used to have Labor Day parades and everything like that. And I joined the Labor Party out there, yeah. And when I moved to Brisbane, I was in the LYLE Labor Party.
Right.
Actually started a Labor Party ball in the LYLE ball.
But the shearing industry then became unionised through the Labor Party virtually.
Well, actually, yeah, about all.
Yeah. And
after the big shearer strike in the 80s, 1880s,
But you had to get yourself a contract to actually shear in the sheds, right? Wherever.
Yeah, well, we went out and done straggler shearing by ourselves and everything like that. In later years, when I went back shearing the last time, after everything was, the house was sold and everything, Ray Jones ended up with a contract shearing the shed there, a great friend of mine, a shearing friend, mate, and he ended up a shearing contractor, and he done Western shearing too, so we went out there. That's the Tasmanian block.
What was the greatest mishap to your working day? What could go wrong?
Locked handpiece.
Oh, right.
That was always fear.
Mechanical breakdown?
No, a locked handpiece is what you call it could be a burr in the wall or a stone or something like, and it locks up gets caught in your comb or broken handpiece or kicked out of your hand by a sheep and run away and spin it around, trying to look for the pull cord and pull her out of gear.
Yeah.
Which is, it's going around, bang, smashing around everywhere. One caught up in me singlet one time and wrapped around and nearly choked me.
Oh, wow.
I just would have caught in the singlet, otherwise it would have cut my throat.
Right, because it's still going, yeah.
I've still got a scar there today where I nearly hopped myself. And locked and sliced into me just off my hand, about quarter of an inch off my hamstring.
Wow.
So I was lucky there.
So it can be a risky business. You wouldn't think
yes,
so.
You always had that feeling. I remember years after, even when you're shearing time, you could wake up in the middle of the night and you're grabbing tight your handpiece.
Well,
your system's waiting for that lock all the time.
So the subconscious is thinking about it,
Your subconscious waiting there for that.
Really?
I've had that feeling a couple of times, yeah.
Were there any fights in the shearing shed?
Oh, there's a few of them. Used to be a lot in the old days, actually, because they had, rows of big sheds and that, the rows about that, crooking on other rows about and everything like that. There was a little bit of bullying going on, and, they sorted it out in the flat, the boys, on the rep of the shed, and they organised a bit of a contest and they have it out.
Oh, they'd have a boxing contest to sort out their squabbles.
Sort them out,
Yeah.
Quite interesting. I never got into any of that, no.
How did you stay out of it? Because you must have
I don't think I made any bad enemies.
Yeah, but you must have sided with someone in a dispute.
Oh, well, in dispute, and you say, well, he deserved it, yeah.
Oh,
well,
right.
they still stood up for themselves, yeah. Well, it's a good way to settle arguments, I suppose.
Set up your own boxing match.
Yeah, well, the weekend, which is good, yeah.
That's a civilised way of doing it, really. Because you got some control over the outcome.
Oh, well, that's right. It was fairly done. There was none of all, what eventuated years on, yeah.
Did you see some good boxers emerge from that sort of spat?
Yeah, in amateur boxing. They had amateur boxing in town. They had One, Chucky Hancock, he ended up, don't know when he went professional or not. I'm not too sure. I think it was amateur boxing championship in Queensland. I think he won that. He knocked. He was a fighter.
Right.
You know, he didn't bang. And his first round down there fighting this bloke was a polished boxer. You know.
Yeah.
And he was getting popped around. Anyhow, his trainer said, "Well, get in there, fight the way you fight." So he come in and he knocked him out in one punch.
Is that
Just
right?
went in, boom, 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 boom. His haymakers and everything, and bang, down he went.
So he just needed.
That's how he won the championship.
He needed a coach. Okay.
Yeah, well, that's right. He fought the way he should. He was a fighter. He wasn't a boxer.
Yeah. What about the ethnic mix inside? Was it just Kiwis and Aussies? Or?
No, mainly when I started, and for many years, mainly just because we had an Narragain then.
Yeah.
The Kiwis actually didn't invade here. I think they brought more troops in and destroy, you know, all our conditions and everything that we had.
Yeah.
Because, which is naturally, you know, they come out here to make a dollar there, or quid in those days, and a dollar, yeah. And send it all back to their home country.
Sure.
Of course, the exchange was always their way.
Yeah.
Mainly, yeah, which is turning it, yeah. But they didn't care. They worked. They come out here to Maine, you know, so they didn't worry about our rules and everything, and 2-hour runs and everything like that. They just sure keep on shooting.
Oh, right.
So they broke a lot of the
Conditions.
conditions we had. And I could understand the graziers and a lot there when we fought for, you know, mattresses and everything like that, and gauzed in verandas and all that. They got to spend all that money, but it's tax. It's taxable.
Sure.
But they had to only be used once a year.
Yeah.
So they got to spend all that money, you know. But a lot of mainly the graziers, they had beautiful accommodation and everything.
Anyway, the tax concessions are only 30%
but like
anyway,
I say,
and you got to put the money out there first.
Good accommodation and everything was turned. But there was always those odd ones that just too mean. They all didn't want to give it to them. Yeah, just old pit toilets and everything like that. Well, they were, and we bought that, and we ended up, you know, having flush toilets and everything like that.
Anyway, so I've always been told, and after reading your mate's book too, that the cook was a central part of running a smooth shearing operation.
You had a good cook and cooked good meals and everything like that. Everybody was happy.
So tell me about the food.
Very good, mainly, yeah.
What was it?
Well, mainly our meat base was mutton, yeah.
Yeah. Was it really mutton, not lamb? It was old sheep.
Oh, man, mutton, no, we didn't kill lambs. Unless it was hamstrung or something like that. But, well, a wiener, more or less. You know, it got injured chewing or something like that, or they might put it through the mess. But very rarely, it's generally, you know, weather, yeah.
Did the smell turn you off at all?
Actually, not in the western sheep out there. It's had that, what I used to. I used to put it down. They used to eat the salt bush, you know, and just give them a nice taste.
What's salt bush?
Oh, it's a native plant out west. Yeah, a salt bush.
What flavour? What sort of flavour? Salty?
Well, the salt bush, it must be a salty flavour. I don't even chew them. It might be a salty flavour to us, I suppose.
So it added flavour, yeah.
But it was a good cattle follower, and you know, so Kidman and all them, they used to employ labour, you know, when it was cheap, and go out there and chip the salt bush down. And
okay, yeah.
Stored a lot of it out west there for his cattle empire. Yeah.
Anyway, so it was mutton based, obviously.
Only in certain places where I got around down in Blackall in the Mulga country, the mutton did have you know, the fat did have a smell to it. Yeah. Like I say, otherwise, no. But I've heard that, but that's the only time I've noticed it. Noticed it, yeah.
Okay,
but that might mean, I think was what they're eating, you know, it's got to do what they're fed on.
You're talking about
Mitchell grass and salt bush. Oh, beautiful mutton, lovely.
You're talking about the protein.
Bush mutton. When I brought it into town, they say, "Oh, bring some more bush mutton in, Lyle."
That's your protein. What veggies did you have with it?
Mentally, well, years, and we mostly on the tin stuff. It's pretty hard.
Really?
In which there was a lot of yolk boils around in that era, around about 59, the 60s. A lot of shearers got yolk boil. I put it down to, is not getting the fresh veggies.
Not the real nutrition.
Yeah. That's what I say. Yeah. Of course, it just sort of went away. It never, you know, we call them yolk boils, but they're just carbuncles they were.
Oh, wow.
They're very painful.
Yeah.
Some suffered more than others.
Did you?
I only had one bout of them, but I put it down in those days. The conditions were pretty rough.
Yeah.
We used to do wash our dungarees and everything in the tubs.
Yeah.
and pull-up showers. We had to fill out of a copper, hot water out of copper on a pull-up shower and pull her up, and that was our shower.
Wow.
But if we used to do our washing, some used to sit in the tub and bath themselves.
All right.
So I think a lot to do with it was a germ was got into the tubs.
Yeah, yeah.
And when we washed our dungarees, the germ was still in the dungarees.
Of course, yeah.
Because you got all that. We called it yolk boils because we get a lot of yolk on our dungarees. That's it makes them easier to wash too. Got your lanolin in it.
So you had no greens.
No, well actually I think there was a lack of fresh veggies.
Ah, yeah.
I put it down to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And with the open pit toilets.
Yeah.
Open, no gauze and everything.
Bacteria.
Poor old cooks. Now,
yeah.
and we're cooking up to 60 men in some of those big sheds.
Yeah.
And that offshore, of course, naturally. All they did to cover the tucker up with calico, like you make shoots out of your
calico, yeah.
Calico, sorry. And, well, they used to wet them down to keep everything cool. That's how they covered the tucker. So you just imagine the flies around.
Yeah.
No, not go off. It's,
well, the bacteria got in.
Down the dunny, open pits, and up into the tucker. Well, it was only to get on one piece, wasn't it?
Charming, yeah.
I could always remember a shed down in, wasn't Retreat, this hill down to the pit toilets, and I said, I've done many that night. Actually, I survived it, really.
Everyone got the runs.
Everybody had the runs. You'd be meeting someone on the way back. It was in the middle of the night and morning. I got halfway up one time and I said, well, I'm going to sit here till...
Yeah.
Because I'd have to go back down again. But in the end, a lot of the smarty old fellas, they took a shovel and went out in the scrub. They sit down in the toilet.
Much safer.
Because, But anyhow, I was called for a jury service in Longreach at the time, and I had to go all the way into Longreach.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a rape case, yeah. And I was called up, but I had accidentally put my left hand on the Bible. It was only through nervousness, and I didn't do it on purpose.
Oh, not your right hand, right, yeah.
No, well, I didn't actually, that's it. I got to stand aside straight away.
Wow, you got out of jury service
when I come out, of course, we're all waiting to go through, and there were a couple of other blokes there waiting, their turn to come up, their name to be called out. I said, they said, how'd you go? Well, you called aside, you had to go.
You got bounced.
I think you had to go back to, I was only standing aside, I got bounced back to the end of the line, the queue. So. Anyhow, and then one bloke picked up on that, see, straight away, what I said. But it was only nervousness. He'd done the same thing and he got off. I said,
that's very funny.
That was a cunning move, that one.
Yeah.
And, I didn't realise that's what it was, yeah.